And the recording I started a little while ago, but like I said, before the streaming happens, no one but me will know what was recorded. And I am going to share with y'all Facebook, when I put something away, I expect it to stay away. So that you can tell everyone you know that just to go to your page. Share. David.
And if there's a public page you need to share, I'll post that if you like, if you put it in the chat or something.
Yeah, I will be doing that. But right now I'm sending it to David's page and then I'll send it to yours. And, oh, yeah. Public. There. That will make it possible. And that should have worked. Also, it's on my YouTube channel, and I don't know how to do that on YouTube, but if you do, please feel free to do it. Excellent. Okay, so I'd like to welcome everybody to Any Sunday Songwriters. My guests this week are the amazing Laura Zucker from California. You can unmute if you want to, Laura, and David, you too, so that you can say hi to the people and tell them exactly where you are.
It would be easier if I was unmuted, I guess.
And I'd like to welcome David Roth, who is here from Massachusetts. Cape Cod. Oh, yeah. Lucky you. Okay. So I like to bring up the rear here, but I do have a couple of housekeeping things. If you're not the one singing, please mute because it affects the sound of the person who is the one singing, and also because that dog you don't even notice next door is deafening on Zoom. Yeah. And there will be a tip jar, and it will be split 3 ways at the end of the show, so please feel free to drop your best offering possible into the tip jar, and it will be greatly appreciated by all 3 of us. So also, I like to bring up the rear, so who wants to go first?
Well, we can do it in alphabetical order.
Well, I see you've got a guitar. It looks like you're ready to go, Laura, so why don't you kick it out?
Okay. Oh, I hate to occupy the spotlight. That's why why you're... I would never want to command everyone's attention. So I'm in California, outside of Oakland, California, where it's a beautiful sunny day outside my studio. And I'm just thrilled to be here. So it's 1:00 for me, right? It's 3:00 for you and 4:00 for you. We're so cosmopolitan. I will say that I love the ability to be able to commune with hobnob with my fellow wizards from all over the country and the globe. Notice I had to stop playing to talk. Yeah, it's a thing. This song is from my 2 albums ago called Life Wide Open, that was all about how much I hate change. So you can imagine how well I did in the pandemic. But I'm here. It's called The Wind of Change. the wind of change clatter up above your head as it rattles through the trees, and sometimes the wind of change will come upon you unprepared, leave you weak in the knees. The wind of change will want to blow to somewhere you don't know. Will you go? You've been here all your life, at least that's how it seems. No need to take a look around. Is this your comfort zone or the province of your dreams? Your sacred ground, because the wind of change will want to blow to somewhere you don't know. Will you go? Well, is this the right fit, or is this a death grip to seize on the shifting sands? If I lose my wonder, do I go under with just a few grains in my hand? Because the wind of change, it wants to blow to somewhere I don't know. Here I go. Here I go.
Wonderful, Laura.
Beautiful.
Thank you, thank you.
And I bet there's more than a few people here who can relate, too. So, David, what have you got for us?
Well, you have my gratitude for the invitation. Something new. When I think of optimism, good intention comes to mind, but it is not through wishful thinking that a dream is realized. It is thought combined with action. It is hope combined with deed. And it's amazing what can happen when we share the things we need. There will be a silver lining and a sky so very clear. Come and grab that silver lining, and I will meet you here. There are people in this world who will serve a higher call, even in the face of darkness, standing strongly through it all. There are others here among us who would have us misconstrue all the love that makes a heart beat, and to all we know is true. But there will be a silver lining and a sky so very clear. Come and grab that silver lining, and I will meet you here. Oh, when I think of optimism, good intention comes to mind, but it is thought combined with action that will bring us back in kind. There will be a silver lining and a sky so very clear. Come and grab that silver lining, and I will meet you here. Come and grab that silver lining, and I will meet you here.
This is intoxicating.
Beautiful, David.
So, just so you know, we are truly international today. We have people from the U.S., we have folks from England and from Israel, and yay, welcome to all of you. My name is Jan Seides, and this is Any Sunday Songwriters, and my guests today are Laura Zucker and David Roth, and I suspect you knew that. So, speaking of optimism, I used to think that life was like a little dance, and if you missed your step, well, you had your chance. But now I know disappointments come and go. You keep looking back, you never get past them, 'cause it's now and then, it's now again. And life is an endless possibility, 'cause it's now and then, it's now again. We're standing on the corner of was road and will be highway. I used to think that love was like a photograph, a Kodak moment, good for a laugh. But now I know real love is never just for show. You may lose your lover, but love is never over, 'cause it's now and then, it's now again. And love is a golden opportunity, 'cause it's now and then, it's now again. We're standing on the corner of was road and will be highway. One day they'll lay you in your grave and say the words that people say. Then they'll all go to some cafe or other. You won't be sipping coffee with them. Better celebrate some moments now while you can. I used to think the time was like a looking glass. If you could see more future, it looked just like the past. But now I know time is just a river flowing. When one season's done, the next one's begun, 'cause it's now and then, it's now again. And we're waiting for someday, never gonna come day, 'cause it's now and then, it's now again. And we're all standing on the corner of was road and will be highway, where it's now and then, it's now again. And life could be very extraordinary, 'cause it's now and then, it's now again. And we're all standing on that corner, was road and will be highway perpetually. And it's now and then, well, it's now again, and it's now again, forever.
Beautiful, Jan.
Hey,
Thank you.
good job.
Thanks. So we'll just keep going round and round just like that.
Forever.
Forever.
Forever. Okay. Well, I think optimism is a great thread to follow. And I'm amazed and happy to say I do have a couple optimistic songs. This is, when somebody comes into your life and you weren't expecting that at all, and they sort of change the whole trajectory for you. And I tune because I care. Well, I was so far down, up was just a memory. I was a solitary stone sinking in the sea. I was spinning so fast that I had lost my way. But that's when I saw a little ray. It was a little ray of sunshine, little ray so bright, little ray out of darkness, little ray into the light. I'm so glad you found me, showed me the way. So I'm gonna follow my little ray. And like the rockets, and there, the rocket. Heaven help me, I heard myself say, is this the tunnel of light that takes my breath away? Isn't this what happens on the judgment day? But it was just my little ray. It was my little ray of sunshine, little ray so bright, little ray out of darkness, little ray into the light. I'm so glad you found me, showed me the way. So I'm gonna follow my little ray. They say that into every life a little rain must fall. If it wasn't for this rain, I'd have no weather at all. And just when I thought that I would surely drown, little ray brought the blue skies back into town. That little ray of sunshine, little ray so bright, little ray into darkness, little ray into the light. I'm so glad you found me and showed me the way. So I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna follow my little, ray.
Yes,
Beautiful,
ma'am.
Laura. Wow. Great.
Anybody who knows me knows I love a little optimism, but I've had enough for today. So
Okay. Set the tone, brother.
I'm right, you're wrong, you're off, I'm on. This is my new theme song. I'm right, everybody, you're wrong. I'm correct, I'm sure. And you are insecure. My heart is pure. I'm right, I'm sure. Don't bother contradicting me. You've got no leg to stand on. Where is it you come up with all these viewpoints that you land on? I'm yes, you're no. You're stop, everybody. I'm go. Je suivrai to a foe. That's French, you know. And you know we're gonna get somewhere by being mad and vehement. A seismic shift is always made with words of disagreement. You're right, I'm wrong. Thought I'd just try that on. How about a new song? No right, no wrong. No right, no wrong.
Yay.
Beautiful, David. Beautiful.
Bravo. Ken Nagelberg wants you to know that that is his song. Rather, let me put that differently. That is his theme song.
Okay, because I got the copyright.
Yeah. So I'm going to change the subject a little bit because I'm just entranced by having people here from all over the world. So whatever happened to Miss Olga Schneider, who taught me to sew in the 7th grade? Did she ever marry? Did she have a daughter who learned to make aprons like the one that I made? Whatever became of Dan and Barb Vandekamp, who shot a small cannon off every 4th of July? They'd sit on the front porch with the neighborhood kids, and we'd all smell the cookies she was baking inside. But where are they now? And what did they do when we parted? I carry a small bit of each of them here in my heart. Whatever became of that woman from India who told me her history one night on a plane? I gave her my hand and she squeezed it so tightly as we were landing, 'cause she was afraid. I still remember a blonde boy in Amsterdam, a park bench on Prinsengracht, warm, sweet red wine, and the sound of faint music from across the canal. In the light of a street lamp, we talked through the night. But where are they now? And what did they do when we parted? I carry a small bit of each of them here in my heart. I may not remember their names. My time with them came and then went, but they're part of who I became. So maybe I'm also a part of them. But where are they now? And what did they do when we parted? I carry a small bit of each of them here in my heart. I carry a small bit of each of them here in my heart. Thank you for the harmony, Ariella.
Beautiful, Jan.
Yeah, wonderful, Jan.
Thank you.
I love that song.
I love that song.
Beautiful.
It also applies here, and thanks to Zoom, it did not come to pass quite that way because I met all the people that are here from Israel in 2016, and really, I thought I was never going to see them again. And yeah,
And here we are.
yes.
And this is your song, Jan, that I played to my students.
Oh, thank
When
you.
when you sent it to us by email, I played it to my students. I was so excited, so moved.
Oh, thank you, Ariella.
Well, I noticed in the comments that we have somebody here from Glen Rock, New Jersey. New Jersey? Ooh, was that me clicking? Is my home state and where I was born and grew up. To where? And then I moved to California and lost all my words. The thing that we have in common, New Jersey and California, and probably a bit of Texas too, is those big old refineries. So what you don't know about me, actually all of you don't know anything about me, so I will tell you more, is that I had a life before this life, and so now I am a recovering lawyer, and I hope to not ever have to do that again, but it was good for my powers of deposition, which I used to talk to my mother about how she met my father. And so this song is 99.4% true. What's the matter with that? It's called By the Refinery Lights, a love song. Somebody will tell me. She was just a schoolgirl, only 17, on the afternoon that they met. At the radio station, she was at the microphone singing a Mozart duet. And he was all of 22, fresh from the army. He was charming and handsome and worldly, in the engineer's seat behind the glass wall, dreaming of what his life could be. And he was struck by her beauty. She was shy in his sights, and neither imagined that soon they would kiss by the refinery lights. By the refinery lights. So he wrote her a letter, she replied. He came to pick her up in his beat-up old car. The radio was broken, so he improvised, and she laughed until she cried. And they parked and talked for hours, long into the night, and neither imagined that they'd fall in love by the refinery lights. By the refinery lights. The big Hess oil refinery lit up the sky for a mile or more. Well, they thought it looked like a magical ship washed up on their shore. They never noticed before. They parked in the shadow of tanks and of towers and pipes where the oil was carried. And there in the glow of the beacons and flames, he asked if she'd like to be married. And she was his for the asking, and they held each other tight, because neither imagined that life would begin by the refinery lights, by the refinery lights, by the refinery lights.
Beautiful, Laura.
Thank
Nice.
you. It always makes me smile. Okay, the 0.606% that was not true, she said to me, he had to ask me twice. I was like, okay, fine.
How far apart were the two times?
I don't know. And I was like, yeah, you really parked and talked for all that time? No judgment. Okay, whatever. They're my parents. Moving on.
I love it. Jan, you and Laura are both now in my wheelhouse because I love a good story set to music. I love a good true story set to music. And for our friends from Israel and for my friend Neil Braverman, there's a song I zoomed in from Panama last May to play for your fundraiser last year, Neil. An utterly true story. No names are changed. My pronunciation, please forgive. And a paradigm is shifted. Ahmed had a plastic gun, a toy, that's all it was. He got it from his uncle one December just because. The older boys were rebels and he liked to play along. One day he'd grow up to be as big and brave and strong. Israeli soldiers often searched the Jenin camps and towns. They were looking for insurgents. They were always cracking down. The residents resented these intrusions on their homes. The rebels fired rifles. The younger boys threw stones. One Thursday came another clash between these warring groups. Again the bullets, stones, and rocks, the rebels and the troops. A soldier saw a gunman and he fired at a boy. The victim was a 12-year-old. His weapon was a toy. Ahmed al-Khatib was taken off to Ramallah, but his wounds were such that he was transferred out to Israel, a hospital in Haifa where the Jewish doctors did every single thing they could to help this child live. Despite their greatest efforts, Ahmed passed away. A family's worst nightmare turned reality that day. And that's when they had every reason to exact revenge, to carry out this history of this hatred between men. They could have shouted out in anger, outrage, grief, and pain. They could have caused a riot against the Jews who'd killed their son. What would they do to face this darkest hour of their lives? They donated all his organs so that others might survive. A liver for a baby, 2 kidneys for a child, 1 lung each, a girl and boy ages 4 and 5. A woman in her 50s got the second chance she'd need. A 12-year-old received the heart of Ahmed al-Khatib. Some were Palestinians, and some of them were Jews. The family's intention was that no one be refused. The neighbors asked the father about this decision he had reached. A heart that can forgive will bring us closer to peace. A powerful reminder to those who might forget the humanity of those who live on the other side of the fence. Somewhere in this world today, 6 people live and breathe the legacy of those who cherished Ahmed al-Khatib.
Wow. Stunningly beautiful, David. Stunning.
Your lips to God's ears is yeah. So I'm going to do one that is also a story. It's a response to what was going on. My daughter was in New York going to school in 2001, and in September, from her bedroom window, she saw the descent of the World Trade Center. And she called me afterwards and she wanted to know, should I come home? And I thought about it. I mean, I'm her mother, you know. Of course I should come home. But then I got to thinking about what her life is, and I said, if you want to come home, then yes, you should come home. But if you want to follow through on the plan you had originally, then you should stay and follow through on the plan you had originally. And since now that plan has panned out rather beautifully for her, this is some years later, as you know, I'll brag about her at the end of the song because I like doing that. So this is basically the message I sent her. I know you've been watching the world go by, and so often it makes you cry and wonder if it's worth rising in the morning. But though it causes you so much pain, sooner or later it all will change. That's what it always does. When everything you counted on, everything you thought was true, turns around and runs away from you. Well, what can you do but live your whole life, give your whole heart anyway. Seek your whole truth, speak your whole mind anyway. One foot in front of the other, step by step, day by day, any way you have to. I know you want to, but you're afraid. But what makes you feel that way is the message of fear you're hearing every day. So don't listen to what they say. Some people live their whole lives that way, but that's not you. We only get a moment, and it won't last. Lots of other hard times were in your past. Your future's up to you, so live your whole life, give your whole mind anyway. One foot in front of the other, step by step, day by day, any way you have to, any way you can, any way you'll have to, anyway. Thank you.
Beautiful, Jan.
Lovely song, Jan.
So the net result of her staying in New York is she is now the senior vice president in charge of public relations at HBO Max. So I'm glad she stayed in New York. Yes.
Okay, well. Wow. David, where on the Cape are you?
I'm in Orleans, Massachusetts, which,
Okay.
if you look at the map, is around the elbow.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm actually going to Brewster in a couple weeks.
I thought people
other
in
side of the
Michigan were the
elbow.
only ones who do
Those are
that.
mittens.
Yes, I know.
Brewster is one town over from us.
Well, not too long ago, I was up in Provincetown, Massachusetts, which is at the fingertip. And when I'm at the beach, I like to walk along the beach and look for little pieces of sea glass. I've tuned this thing 6 times since we started, and I'm so sorry. And I was up in P-Town, and I was walking along, and I came upon a piece of blue glass. Okay, those of you who are nodding, and yeah, that's really rare to come upon a piece of blue glass. And so I picked it up, I was all excited, and it had 3 really burnished, soft edges, but 1 sharp edge. And I was like, rats, I can't take this. You know what you have to do. So I'm in mid stride to throw this back into the ocean, and I was like, well, blow me down. If this isn't a perfect metaphor for me today, and perhaps everybody every day, I don't know what is. So this song is called Sea Glass. I am broken, I am a shard. Life caught me looking and hit me hard. Tried to pick up the pieces and puzzle them back, but they scattered too wide and too far. So throw me into the sea, let the turbulent water tumble me, wear me down, and humble me. Smooth my sharp edges and I'll be reborn. I'll be somebody's treasure after the storm. The farther you're carried, the softer you get. So look for me high on the sand. But for now, leave me down at the water's edge. I'm close, but I'm not done yet. Throw me back to the sea. Let the turbulent water tumble me, wear me down, and humble me, smooth my sharp edges, and I'll be reborn. I'll be somebody's treasure after the storm. And if by chance the tides pass me by or bury me deep in the ground, I'll accept my fate. I will wait and trust that time will tell me when I'm to be found. Throw me back to the sea, let the turbulent water tumble me, wear me down, and humble me, smooth my sharp edges, and I'm reborn. I'll be somebody's treasure after the storm. Throw me back to the sea.
Oh, Laura, that was so beautiful.
Good song.
Beautiful.
Treasure of a song.
You have magical powers, Laura, to make Senator Cheryl Kagan appear from
I've
behind her
conjured the
camera.
senator.
She comes and goes, but when you sing, she comes.
In gym clothes with no makeup. That's
I'm not wearing any makeup either, and I got this at a Goodwill store, so come on.
perfect.
But this is from the Ukraine, right here.
Ah,
Since you're both being so confessional, I'll follow that thread. It's an old song of mine, and I like to say that I wrote it way back when and just in time to myself. I know where you live, but you've never been home. Everyone in your house has been living alone. Now something is wrong, and you know it's not fair, but it's easier to hide than to show that you care. But will you come home? Will you come home? Will you come home to your heart? You've kept away from yourself from the start, but you can come home now. Come home to your heart. And you work hard all day, how you strain to stand tall, trying to make someone love you, better yet, make them all. But the doors have been closed, all your secrets concealed, and you're living your life so they're never revealed. But will you come home? Will you come home? Will you come home to your heart? You've kept away from yourself from the start, but you can come home now. Come home to your heart. Leave the baggage behind. You've done more than your part. Before you fill all your loved ones, you must fill your own heart. And don't look to others for directions or deeds. You're the very first love that your heart ever needs. So will you come home? Will you come home? Will you come home to your heart? You've kept away from yourself from the start, but you can come home now. Come home to your heart. You've kept away from yourself from the start, but you can come home now. Come home to your heart.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, David.
David.
Really beautiful. I love that song.
The Wayback Machine.
So, and we're all Mr. Peabody in witness. So before we move on, the time has come to ask Laura, where are you going to be next, and where can people find you online?
Thank you for asking, because I have played numerous entire shows without mentioning that I have CDs or a website or anything. For those of you who will be in Berkeley, California on April 14th, I will be at the Monkey House on University. And for those of you who are not, you can find me at laurazucker.com. Not tricky at all. And keep posted, because I have a new record, CD, project, something. An album. I've got a 78 that's gonna come out probably in June, with a lot of new music, and hopefully, if we have no new horrifying variants, I will be doing some live shows in support of that. So go on my website, sign up for my newsletter. And, Bandcamp is also great. They do this thing on Friday, Bandcamp Friday, where if you buy an artist's music, 100% of the proceeds go to the artist. You can also find me on Spotify, and then I get my whopping 0.0004 cents per spin. Whatever. Enjoy the music. Jan, thank you so much for having me. This is just great.
Oh, I'm just delighted that both of you said yes. David, where are you going to be next, and where can people find you online?
DavidRothMusic.com. And I'm actually doing, during about a year and a half of the pandemic, I would do an online concert just about every month, but I've tapered down. I don't want it to be him again, So I'm going to be doing one a week from Wednesday. I'm calling it the Take a Break from Your Taxes Hour. Wednesday, April 13th. Stress reduction guaranteed. I may even dig out my old song, I might, not promising, called Waltzing Imelda. It was while I was doing my taxes one year. And they were spreading the news about how Imelda Marcos had 6,000 pairs of new shoes. So I went through all the calculations through this extremely complicated song about how she'd acquire them and how many new pairs she could wear every day for the rest of her life. And also including how her husband, whose salary as the president of the Philippines was $5,600 a year, and somehow he ended up with $6 billion. So there's all kinds of I might just recite it, because I don't think I could play it to save my life. But it'll be an hour-long relief from your taxes Wednesday. I just decided this while Laura was talking, because I haven't done one in a while, and anything can happen. So that'll be my next one, and I'm going back out into the world starting in June. I'm taking my musical tour group to Ireland. I'm taking one in September. I'm going to Scotland after that in September, taking a group of people who want to hang out with me and explore the music in these very soulful and powerfully great countries, who in no small way were helped to survive through music, over centuries. So those are very meaningful. And a little tour to North Carolina, and my annual songwriting camp in upstate New York, which is open to everybody. I'm the executive director of Summer Songs, July 24th through 30th in Stony Point, New York, north and west of New York City. And we invite people of all levels to come, especially people who've never written a song before. And I have incredible instructors with me this year, like Tom Prasado Rao and Ann Heaton from Chicago and Pat Wichter from Brother Sun. And it's a very impressive group of people, but not only great artists, but humble, generous, and great teachers. These are all criteria for the people that I like to have on board. And of course, my friend Sloan Wainwright is always by my side. So I've spoken too much. Thanks for the opportunity.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. We can never get too much. And for me, if you're in Austin next week, I will be restarting my second Sunday Songwriters at Kick Butt Coffee, and my guests will be Stephanie Fix and Waylon Nash, both of whom I have great admiration and respect for. Stephanie especially has written one of my favorite songs called Live a Good Story. And the next one of these online will be April 17th. Is that correct? Yeah, April 17th. And it'll be Judy Painter from around here. She's in Lockhart, Texas, which is about 30 miles south of Austin. And also John Armstrong, who is from the UK. I can't say his name without hearing it the way the person who runs the song circle where I met him says it. Her name is Wendy Parker, and she's just a delight. And when she introduces people, she says their names like John Armstrong. So every time I look at his name, that's what I hear.
He's not called John Armstrong. He's got a nickname. He's Ming. Don't forget that.
I actually didn't know that. I've only heard her call him that. But
no, he's Ming.
Ming. Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
When Wendy introduces him, she says his full name.
Oh, okay. That's probably, but she does often say Ming as well, and people always write comments with Ming and stuff
because they know his nickname.
Well, I will next time.
Next week.
And if you would like to know more about these shows, which I'm telling you, each one is exciting and makes me ecstatic. Please leave your name and your email address on the chat. And if you don't have your chat open, there's a whole nother world going on over there. You should open your chat. It's the little dialogue box that's at the bottom of your Zoom screen. And just leave me your name and your email in that and let me know that that's why you're leaving it. And I will be happy to put you on this email list. But in the meantime, I'm going to play this song. I have no idea where this one came from. In fact, my daughter... I meant to say this too. One of my daughters is on the Facebook Live thing that's going on right now. Hi, Robin. And my daughter Melody was instrumental in this song, if you'll pardon the pun, which was intentional, but oh well. She came out and she said, "What is that?" And I said, "I don't know." Where are all the Gretas and Marlenas? And all the Mae Wests, where are they? No one tells the boys, come up and see me sometime. That's all out of style nowadays. But I still long for old-time steamy romance in satin gowns and stockings with seams and men that wear trench coats and fedora hats. I wish they'd bring that all back, 'cause I want to be a femme fatale. I want to be a vamp. I want to whistle like Bacall and have them all eating from my hand. That put me on a pedestal, competing for my glance. I want to be a femme fatale. I want to be a vamp. Though I am a liberated woman, sometimes I'd prefer to be a tease. And when I see those starlets with eyes come hither soft, I could pull that off, it seems to me. See? And men would buy me clothes and bring me jewelry and open doors doors and pull me out a seat, and then stand by politely until I'd sit, enjoy my sparkling wit, a little risque repartee with a femme fatale. I want to be a vamp. I want to be the party doll that upsets all their other plans. I know it isn't fashionable, but it's so elegant. I want to be a femme fatale. I want to be a vamp. Dietrich and Davis, they had it made. Mansfield and Monroe, hey, where'd they all go? Well, the women we admire now in the movies are all doctors and lawyers and chiefs. They don't flutter their lashes or swing their hips. They don't pout their lips or sit on anyone's knee. And if they're in some older profession, they've all been reformed by Act 3. They've given up their cigarettes and champagne. I guess we've come a long way, but I sure miss the day of the femme fatale. I want to be a vamp. I want to give the boys the eye and call some guy my honey lamb. I'd have them all in a spell. I'd have them in a trance. If I was a femme fatale, I would be sensational. I want to be a vamp.
Beautiful, Jan.
Hey, John.
I'll get my chance one of these days.
That's the first song I ever heard you do at Songwriter Serenade.
That's right. That's right.
That's when I met you, right?
Mm-hmm.
In middle of nowhere, Texas.
Schulenburg, as I recall.
It's, like I said, M-O-N, middle o' nowhere. All right, well, on that note, because you're setting the tone, where did this song come from? I have no idea. But it got a little on Car Talk. Remember Car Talk? I love that show. And, okay, it's called Idle With Me. The rest, you'll get the rest. I saw you driving down my street. I saw you driving down my street. I saw you driving, your muffler music sounds so sweet. I saw you driving, my heart was thumping out the beat. Taillights disappearing in the dark. Taillights disappearing in the dark. Taillights disappearing, not before they made their mark. Taillights disappearing, my heart was throwing off a spark. Tell me why you do like you do. Why do you just drive on through? You know this ain't no indie time trial. Why don't you stop for a little while and idle with me? Come on and idle with me. Idle with me while you're trying to get my engine to start. This block we're on, I've been a few times around, and it's true what they say. This won't be nothing but a devil's playground when idle hands come into play. This is where I could use a good sideman. So your own ripping lead run right here. I'll be right here waiting, and I've got just what you need. I'll be right here waiting, and I've got just what you need. I'll be right here waiting, you know I've got the key. I'll be right here waiting, I'll be your night ride company. So tell me why you do like you do. Why do you just drive on through? You know this ain't no indie time trial. Why don't you stop for a little while and idle with me? Come on and idle with me. Idle with me while you're trying to get my engine to start. Whoa, idle with me. Come on and idle with me. Idle with me while you're trying to get my engine to. Get my engine to. Get my engine to start.
Beautiful, Laura.
Oh, great, Laura.
Oh, brother.
I don't know why this song popped into my head, but I think maybe it goes back to you, Jan, and now I can't get it out of my head. This goes back to a Supreme Court decision in 2016. This is what popped into my head, and it won't go away till I sing it out. And there was much celebration. An awfully long time coming, it's a noun that's had some adjectives. Adjectives describing just what kind of noun it is. But now we don't need adjectives, it's just a noun all by itself. No who or what or why or how. It's just called marriage now. It's just called marriage now. It's just called marriage now. No longer will it be a who or what or why or how. When two people, any people, choose to take a vow, this is what we call a marriage now. When you have a wedding, it's a cause for celebrating. It is where two beings take a step to intertwine their lives. Sometimes it works out beautifully, and other times, well, differently. But now it can be husbands, now it can be wives. It's just called marriage now, it's just called marriage now. No longer will it be a who or what or why or how. When two people, any people, choose to take a vow, this is what we call a marriage now. Who can say who loves who? It's up to me and up to you. An awfully long time coming, it's a noun that's had some adjectives, and now it's time to move along to all the other stuff. How about we melt some guns and build some playgrounds just for fun, and then let everyone who wants to pick the people who they love. It's just called marriage now, it's just called marriage now. No longer will it be a who or what or why or how. When two people, any people, choose to take a vow, this is what we call a marriage now. This is what we call a marriage now.
Oh, David, beautiful.
If I wasn't already in love with both of y'all's music, I'm in love with the hearts that write songs like these. So, let's see. One thing I should mention is if you know Neil, you probably already know about Musicians for the Greater Good. And they have seen fit to do a show to raise money for Beto O'Rourke to become governor of Texas, which if I could vote more than once, oh man, he'd be so in. The person that we have now is disproving his humanity as we speak. But, you know, I know there's a spark in there somewhere. It's just he keeps it well hidden. And there will be a fundraiser for Beto April 24th, 5 to 7 Easter. Is that correct? Good. Okay. And I'll be in the second hour, and a bunch of fairly spectacular people will be there for the show, and you should be there too, just so you know.
And it is also for voters' rights. So it's combined for the two of them. So it's going to be a great show. And I'm so glad you're a part of it, Jan.
Oh, thank you, Neil. Amen. Voters' rights.
Neil, would you mind putting the link to something or other, the information in the chat?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Great. Okay. And for those, I've put this in the chat, but just in case you don't have your chat open, for those who would like to donate today and can't use Venmo or PayPal, there is a tip jar at the bottom of my website, which I forgot to mention when I did my spiel last time. It's janseides.com, spelled exactly like you see it there in the corner of my box. And if you put it in there, it will end up also being part of what is being split 3 ways between the 3 of us. So, this is for everyone. Old friends, they call you on the phone sometimes, or show up on your doorstep and say, remember when? Unpack their adventures and hang them in the closets of your heart. Old friends, they write their letters years too late, but you write back anyway. They wake you late at night, calling from the airport in between flights. I used to worry everyone was leaving and soon they'd all be gone. But I was wrong, 'cause life went on. Sooner or later, they all came home. Old friends, no one could measure or compare the treasure of these memories we share. And I will always care for old friends. I used to worry everyone was leaving and soon I'd be alone. But I was wrong, 'cause life goes on. Sooner or later we all come home. Old friends, all our paths will cross again, like multicolored ribbons enlaced through time and space. And there will always be a place for old friends. Ooh. yours too.
Oh, great, Jan.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Beautiful. Yeah. Good job.
Wow. See, the problem with being part of one of these is, I mean, I listen to David's song and I'm like, ah. And then I listen to Jan's song, I'm like, ah. And then I have to like muster to do my own. So, you know, we spend a lot of time thinking about words, what words we're going to use, what's the best word, what's the, you know, how can I communicate this thing that's in my head best to somebody else. And yet I still have so many situations in which the moment has passed and I'm like, oh, I should have said, why didn't I say what? And this is just about one situation like that, you know, a moment that presented itself and just didn't go anywhere because of, you know, you just can't find the right words. So this is brandy new. So sorry if I don't look at you. I actually do have to look at what I'm playing for just a couple minutes. It's called What I Would Have Said. That's a better chord. If I ever, I would never, I could only, if I tried. What if I had been, if I were all in, how would it even, how could I decide? What I could have said, I would have left the hopeless tangle of words in my head and spoken with my heart instead. Spoken with my heart instead. There was a time when I didn't know then if there was one thing, if I could find, if I thought you, if it was true, would I still have, oh, why did I? What I could have said, I could have left the hopeless tangle of words in my head and spoken with my heart instead. Spoken with my heart instead. Worlds collide, hopes wake, words fail, hearts break. Is it too late? What I should have said, I should have left that hopeless tangle of words in my head spoken with my heart instead. Spoken with my heart instead.
Lovely, Laura.
That's a keeper. That's definitely a keeper. Loved it.
I gotta say, you both write really exquisite songs. It's really wonderful to hear honesty, things that aren't all adorned, that sound truthful.
Back at you.
You know, Pete Seeger, one of my heroes, said that if there were 100 people in a room and only one of them was singing, that was wasteful. So I want to invite you all to make sure your mute button is on and sing along with me on this next song. It's a zipper song. And if you're lucky enough to be sharing your Zoom room with another sentient being, take a look at them right now and say, I can't wait to hear you sing with David. My sing-along genes are emerging. Oh yeah, I forgot to say one thing. Think about something you'd like to see more of in the world. Can you think of anything? Has the world got enough of everything? I'm looking for more kindness in this world. I'm looking for more kindness in this world. If it's there and I don't see it, I guess I'm gonna get to be it. I'm just looking for more kindness in this world. And I'm looking for more loving in this world. There it is, sing with me. I'm looking for more loving in this world. If it's there and I don't see it, I guess I'm gonna get to be it. I'm just looking for more loving in this world. My turn. Oh, this is what I see. It's complicated A to Z, and there's no quick solution anyone is willing to make. Even though it may be glaring, it is time to be more daring, and it's time to be more caring, for goodness sake. I'm looking for compassion in this world. There it is. I'm looking for more compassion in this world. If it's there and I don't see it, I guess I'm gonna get to be it. I'm just looking for compassion in this world. What else? I'm looking for more grace in this world. I'm looking for more grace in this world. If it's there and I don't see it, I guess I'm gonna get to be it. I'm just looking for more grace in this world. Oh, this is what I see. It's complicated A to Z, and there's no quick solution anyone is willing to make. Even though it may be glaring, it is time to be more daring, and it's time to be more caring, for goodness sake. I'm looking for more justice in this world. I'm looking for more justice in this world. If it's there and I don't see it, I guess I'm gonna get to be it. I'm just looking for more justice in this world. Grace. I'm looking for more grace in this world. Compassion. I'm looking for compassion in this world. More singing. I'm looking for more singing in this world. Loving. I'm looking for more loving in this world. Kindness. I'm looking for more kindness in this world. You sing kindness. I'll join you. I'm looking for more kindness in this world.
Bravo, David.
Yay!
Bravo.
Did I get everything?
Right.
I'm sure I left a
Bravo.
few things out. What did I leave out?
It was a great start.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Chocolate, yeah.
Chocolate. Oh, yeah.
Respect.
Respect for chocolate.
Respect for chocolate.
So I'm going to tell you a little story because I have this project that I've been working on for way longer than I thought I would be. It's on my website along with a bunch of other projects and and jewelry made from my guitar strings and semi-precious stones made by Love and Life Art. So I found a use for my used guitar strings, is basically what happened here. Because Second Strings is no longer in existence. And so Second Strings used to be where you sent your used guitar strings, and they'd send them to people in countries where there were musicians but not enough money to buy new strings when they needed them. So there were these. But now we're making jewelry out of them. But in any case, the reason that I bring this up is because on my website, you'll find this, which yesterday for somebody's birthday party, I got to do the whole thing. And what this is songs about stories in the Bible that you didn't get to hear because they didn't get to tell them. Nobody asked them. And I'm going to do one from this, but there's more news. I mean, this is what it ended up being. I thought I was done with this project when I got the CDs. And then somebody came up to me at the release party and he said, you ought to turn that into a book. And as soon as he said it, I knew he was right. So I did. Vanessa Lively and myself collaborated on the illustrations, and there's the lyrics and a little backstory on each song down there. And then I thought, oh yeah, for sure, that's the whole project. But now it's turning into a musical, and I'm about halfway through writing the second act, and there's an overarching story, and there's songs to hold the arch up, and these songs, and I'm having a great deal of fun, and hopefully I'll be able to convince somebody to put it on a stage. And if that happens, I will definitely let y'all know. So here's one of the songs from it. And it turned out it wasn't only the stories that didn't get told. It was the stories that were told by the wrong person. You know, that this story was told, but the person who told it wasn't the person who should have told it. He was a pious man, but he was a brute. Best any man in a fight. Paid for my favors, 'cause he had to. I am Delilah, woman of the night. Something about the man drew me. It wasn't love, but I pulled him to me. He'd be company while I waited for the real thing, but it got complicated. I took him as my lover, afraid to refuse. And a girl gets tired of being alone. But he had enemies who wanted to use me, so I knew I was living in a danger zone. But something about the man drew me. It wasn't love, but I pulled him to me, 'cause he'd be company while I waited for the real thing, but it got complicated. No one asked me why I did it, 'cause they all thought they knew. Well, here's the reason between you and me. I only took the money 'cause it meant that I'd be free. I didn't believe him 'cause 3 times he had lied. The night he told me about cutting his hair, it sounded silly, so imagine my surprise. Now it's too late to decide that I cared. but something about the man drew me. I knew it wasn't love, but I pulled him to me. He was company while I waited for the real thing, but it got complicated. Now I've no company and no hope of the real thing.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
I just love those songs.
Thank you so
Dang.
much.
Yeah.
So this is a new one, one that will be on the new project album, 78. When I was writing this, I thought it was about one thing. When I got done with it, I realized it was about a completely different thing. It's called High Wire. It was just one of those things you never see coming. One of those things that you can't even try running from. Kind that hits you right between the eyes. The best, worst kind of surprise. I am running, running, running through time. Slipping through the snags that hold me. If I were another kind of person, they would not have been the ties that blind. Along this high wire, this high wire. Like that ring that fell in the sand while I was digging, buried by my frantic ways while I was searching for another something. The kind of thing that happens when everything seems fine. The best, worst kind of surprise. I am flying, flying through a dark sky, falling on winds that held me. If I were another kind of bird, it might have been the winds of life. On the high wire, this high wire. All those ancient charts I heeded while I drifted with the tide. Craving, cleaving, carving, clearing. If I'd stopped to listen, I'd have heard a different song. And I would have fallen headlong off of the high wire. The high wire.
Yeah,
Great song, Laura. Wow.
great one.
Thank you.
So I have a question, Laura. You mentioned being an attorney.
Yes.
Did you
This,
have
this
some...
could cost you, so go ahead.
No, I have the handwriting of the doctor my father always hoped I would be. That's as close as I came. But where do you get this? You have a beautiful sense of melody and of space, and not pounding a syllable on every single note and letting your songs breathe. Where did you take music when you were young, or where did this come from? If you spent a career in law, I'm curious.
Well, I always played 5 chords, from the time I was in high school. And there was a lot of music in my house growing up. My mother, reference Refinery Lights, she was a singer. She was a light opera singer before she met my dad and got married. And my father was a folk music nut who couldn't carry a tune in a bucket, all right? But that was the enthusiasm. So there was a lot of music going on. The timing, when I was a lawyer, I really was a songwriter all along, because a closing argument is a song without a melody. Contains all of the same elements.
Wow. Wow. I love that.
Salient points in a cogent, logically constructed way, leading people to the edge, but letting them jump to their own conclusion, not banging them over the head. As far as the music, I don't know. David, I'm sure you you have some of this too. It's just the way I hear it in my head. It's just the way I hear it. And it's my songs are kind of a conversation with somebody else. Mm-hmm. So I don't ever want to bang them over the head. Much like I didn't want to tell the jury what conclusion I hoped that they would come to on their own, because it's so much more valid that way. So that's the ultimate compliment coming from you, and I really appreciate you saying that, because it's what I strive for. Enough space, enough bring it to you, but you come to me. Enough of I'm using just the right word, because I only have room for one word, but I need it to stand for 10 words. And a really inadequate answer to a wonderful question, and a lovely compliment.
Great question. Yeah.
Perfectly good answer. Some people have said, when are you going to write your book to me? I say, well, I've been writing 3 to 7 minute books for 30 years,
Right? Yeah.
Well, sorry. All right. I've done my due diligence with you. I want to go back to Jan again. Writing biblically, I think that's amazing. And I had the opportunity to go out of my comfort zone last year on Zoom. I do music for a wonderful woman named Martha Creek, who interprets the work of Byron Katie, which is accelerated, self-growth. And I'm a big fan of Byron Katie's. And Martha has these series going on, and she was doing one on the Beatitudes. And I'd heard this word, but I didn't know really what they were, because I come from that great tradition of suburban Jewish folk singing. So she said, I'm doing a series on the Beatitudes, anything you've got that's appropriate to that. And of course, when I hear, I can smell an assignment. She wasn't giving me one. She'd be happy with any of my songs, and they all seem to come at just the right time in her classes. But I looked up the Beatitudes, I did some study, I found out it was Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. And what better perspective than mine to paraphrase the Sermon on the Mount, so I took a whack at it. If you don't have anything, you may have it all. If you mourn, your tears will take you to your deepest source. Gentle are the powerful, inheritance awaits. When you thirst for righteousness, you're at heaven's gate. Blessing, blessing, blessing all around. Blessing, blessing is something to be found. Living in the present moment, leave the past behind. Blessing, blessing in heart and soul and mind. If you show some mercy, mercy will be yours. If you wash and rinse your heart, you'll open up the doors to something so exquisite and something so divine. It's something that you've always had, it's yours and it is mine. Here we go. Blessing, blessing, blessing all around. Blessing, blessing is something to be found. Living in the present moment, living in the present moment. Leave the past behind. Blessing, blessing in heart and soul and mind. Oh, how about some inner peace? How about lots and lots? If someone's coming after you, it's only in your thoughts. If you don't have anything, you may have it all. See the good in everyone. This will be your calling to something so exquisite and something so divine. It's something that you've always had, it's yours and it is mine. Blessing, blessing, blessing all around. Blessing, blessing is something to be found. Living in the present moment, leave the past behind. Blessing, blessing in heart and soul and mind. Living in the present moment, leave the past behind. Blessing, blessing in heart and soul and mind.
Yes.
Oh, David. Wow. What a show this is. You guys
Really?
are amazing. You're all amazing.
Okay, so I don't want you to get the impression that all of the Bible songs were from angry women. Because some of them were from angry women. I thought they'd all be women of one emotional perspective or another. And that didn't turn out to be true. I thought they'd all be Old Testament because I am another suburban Jewish folk singer. And that's what I knew was Old Testament. Yeah, I'm in good company. And that didn't turn out to be true either. There was one about Mary Magdalene, but I'm not going to do that one because I want to do this one. This is one of the ones that was not about a woman. Turns out I'm in love with the underdog. I may have been the first one out of the womb on the day that we were born. I may have been taller and stronger, but that may be unimportant. And though I was the better hunter, you were the one who got blessed. Papa might have liked the meat I brought, but Mom always liked you best. I may have sold you my birthright, 'cause I was a hungry guy. And the smell of your bean stew made me crazy enough to pay your price. You totally fooled me with your trick, and I didn't protest. May have been Papa's fair-haired boy, but Mom always liked you best. I'll admit I wasn't around much, and Mom may have thought that a shame, but she always called you her sweet Jacob and had trouble remembering my name. It's Esau, Mom. So when it came time for Papa to give my inheritance to me, Mom sent you into his room instead, 'cause she knew he couldn't see. So she made you feel and smell just like me, and you stole my bequest. By the time I got there, it was too late, 'cause Mom always liked you best. There goes my future. Mom always liked you best. She said God made her do it. We all know Mom always liked you best.
Love that song, Jan.
Thank you.
That song. What a hoot.
So we are coming up on our last round. It doesn't matter if we run a little bit over because nobody's waiting for this stage. So, it's been wonderful having you two and all of you that came to observe and witness our demonstration. I'm so happy right now. You know, this is like a drug.
It's our mutual love fest.
Yes.
Yeah, no, this is great. Thank you so much for the invitation. And David, I'm just like drenched in your wonderful, sensitive, powerful music. And I'm so grateful to be here today and to be part of this with you. I guess it's the last one. Let's do the sing-along. Oh, you know, I meant to put, Cheryl, can you put in the chat?
Yes.
The chorus to This Boat, please.
Okay.
Here's your part, everybody. This boat is steady. It's mostly one note. This boat is steady. This boat is sure. When you're ready, climb aboard. When you're ready, grab an oar. This boat will carry us to the farthest shore. And by the way, I learned that this is not a good sing-along. I was in Canada and I said to everybody, all right, this boat is steady. They're fine. This boat is sure. And everybody said, this boat is sure. And I was like, okay, well then just grab an oar, because here we go. This boat is steady. This boat is sure. When you're ready, climb aboard. When you're ready, grab an oar. This boat will carry us to the farthest shore. Yeah, you got it. We all know heartache. We all know pain. But nothing ventured means nothing gained. Every rainbow, it needs the rain. You're not alone, try again. 'Cause this boat is steady. This boat is sure. When you're ready, climb aboard. When you're ready, grab an oar. This boat will carry us to the farthest shore. Even if you've been tempest tossed, even if you feel that all is lost, you've heard the thunder roar, had a look at heaven's door. If you're sinking like a stone, this boat will carry you home. 'Cause this boat is steady, this boat is sure. When you're ready, climb aboard. boat will carry us to the farthest shore. In this boat, there's nothing we can't do together, no matter the weather. No matter that the charts aren't ours, we can navigate by our stars. This boat is steady, this boat is sure. I hear ya. When you're ready, climb aboard. When you're ready, grab an oar. This boat will carry us to the farthest shore. One more time. This boat is ready. Oh, this boat is sure. When you're ready, climb aboard. When you're ready, grab an oar. This boat will carry us to the farthest shore. This boat will carry us to the farthest shore.
Yay!
Beautiful, Laura.
Nicely done, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. It's been a wonderful time. Thank you so much.
Hey, Laura.
Thank you for the post.
Fantastic. What a pleasure to be here today. And 2 hours flew by, unlike standing in synagogue with my father when I was a little kid, when 2 hours seemed like an eternity. And that was a short one.
Back then it was.
Oh my God. So let's see. Yeah. Senator Kagan, I apologize for not getting to those 2 times, but I promise you, the next time I see you in my Zoom room, I will play it for you. I was trying to call up the words just to, have them handy, and my computer was freezing off screen. So I'm not just overlooking your request. And if you need a break from your taxes on April 13th, for example, I'll play it that night. I was just going to do a crisp little hour a week from Wednesday. And you all can find me at davidrothmusic.com. And it's been my pleasure. Jan, thank you for making me an offer I couldn't understand. My favorite kind. And truly wonderful to hear you both. I consider myself in extremely wonderful company today. Not only with you two fine musicians and songwriters, but with people I know like Storm and Neil and Cheryl and those of you I haven't met yet, and of course Suzanne down in Florida. Hi, Suzanne. You coming to the Cape Cod Songwriters Retreat next year? Okay, you come up in January or March in Provincetown, by the way, just saying. I've been there a few times. We had one in March last month in person, and it was glorious. So I'm going to see if I can paste the chorus to my song here into the chat. I don't know if It worked! I love it. I'm going to close with an old chestnut of mine called May the Light of Love, and I send it out to you. And I thank you all for your kind attention. As we come around to take our places at the table, a moment to remember and reflect upon our wealth. Here's to loving friends and family, and here's to being able to gather here together in good company and health. And may we be released from all those feelings that would harm us. May we have the will to give them up and get them gone. For heavy are the satchels, full of anger and false promise. May we have the strength to put them down. May the light of love be shining deep within your spirit. May the torch of mercy clear the path and show the way. May the horn of plenty sound so everyone can hear it. May the light of love be with you every day. and may we wish the best for everyone that we encounter. May we swallow pride, and may we do away with fear, for it's only what we do not know that we have grown afraid of, and only what we do not choose to hear. May the light of love be shining deep within your spirit. May the torch of mercy clear the path and show the way. May the horn of plenty sound so everyone can hear it. May the light of love be with you every day, every day. And as we bless our daily bread and drink our day's libations, may we be reminded of the lost and wayward soul, the hungry and the homeless that we have in every nation. May we fill each empty cup and bowl. May nothing ever come between or threaten to divide us. May we never take for granted all the gifts that we receive, being ever mindful of the unseen hands that guide us and the miracles that cause us to believe. May the light of love be shining deep within your spirit. May the torch of mercy clear the path and show the way. May the horn of plenty sound so everyone can hear it. May the light of love be with you every day, oh every day. May the horn of plenty sound so everyone can hear it. May the light of love be with you. May the light of love be with you. May the light of love be with you every day.
Bravo.
Oh, bravo is right. It's so beautiful. So beautiful, David.
That's
Thank
so lovely. I want to say thank you to everyone for being here, and thank you to David and Laura both for saying yes to this. Yeah, I didn't know you didn't understand, but I'm still glad you said yes. And I also wanted to mention again, if you would like to be on the mailing list for these shows, please put your name and email address and a little hint that that's why you're doing it in the chat. And Senator, if you ever get tired of being a senator, you have a job here. For the last 2.5 years, I have been writing like crazy because I was so afraid I'd stop if I wasn't performing. And I also joined every online song circle I could find. And the result was I have about 250 efforts. Not all of them turned into usable songs, but some of them did, and they were from prompts and ideas that I picked up listening to other people. And this is one of them. The prompt was a picture, and it was a picture of these snail shells that had been painted, and they were just beautiful. And one of my friends is a zoologist. She's a PhD in zoology and teaches at the community college, and she had once mentioned how a usable design in nature gets used, or rather a successful design in nature gets used over and over again because it's a successful design. And those two things, the snail shell and her comment, and maybe a couple of other things, I don't know, but this was the result. And I hope you can take it to heart. I hope you like it enough to take it to heart. Fibonacci and fractals are nature's way of saying, despite the way it looks, it's still all good. There's meaning and order in the universe, even if it's unclear to us. We've just misunderstood. The sun rises, the moon rises, the tide rises, they all recede. It's in the flowers and in the stars and galaxies. And so do we all rise and fall, one after the other. And the universe unfolds exactly as it should. Thank you for being here. Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful job.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Jan.
Yeah, it's been lovely.
That was a superb evening. Thank you so much, all three of you. You were wonderful.
Thank you, Ariella.
I agree. You were wonderful. I'm new fans.
Yay. Put your
Thank you,
email
thank
in the
you.
chat so that I can.
I will do that. Thank
Great.
you. Thank you so much.
And if everyone could uncloak to say goodbye, that would be lovely.
What is uncloak?
Unmute.
I love it. Now I
Unmute.
know.
No.
Leave your video on.
Yeah, turn your video on.
They're using cloaking devices. Now I get it.
I guess not everybody watches Star Trek.
That's true.
One.
Not possible.
Well, everybody. Thank you, Jan.
We're all tired.
Thank